Greetings. My name is Brian Cluth, and I'm the national spokesperson for the Bless Your Pastor movement. I'm excited to be able to take a few minutes to share with you and your church leaders about the free Bless Your Pastor resources. These grant-funded resources will empower and equip your congregation to creatively show and share God's love for your pastor and church staff. 1 Thessalonians 5:12 tells us, "Make sure that you show your deep appreciation for those who cherish you and diligently work as ministers among you." The Bless Your Pastor campaign is designed to help your church live out this verse in encouraging and practical ways. It is important to point out that this effort should be organized by the board or a group of lay leaders at your church. A pastor can be aware of this effort, but a pastor would not be the one to organize it. It's like planning a birthday party for the pastor. He would be the invited guest, but you wouldn't ask him to plan the party. So this is to be done behind the scenes by lay leaders working with the admin and communications people at your church to organize this effort. And the Bless Your Pastor Church Toolkit will make it easy for you to spark excitement for this campaign at your church. I was a senior pastor for 10 years. I know hundreds of pastors personally, and I've spoken to thousands of pastors at conferences. I am so impressed with the dedication and devotion of the pastors I know. They work long hours handling a multitude of tasks and people and problems, and they could be paid better if they had a different career. But they know God has called them to their churches, and they are serving faithfully regardless of the financial challenges many of them and their families face. When I speak at pastors' conferences, I often ask pastors to raise their hands if their church is able to pay them enough to take care of all their family's financial needs. At every conference, less than 5% of pastors raise their hands. But I have learned that God is bigger than a paycheck, and He does have many creative ways He provides for His faithful servants. In addition to what a church can afford to pay their pastor and staff, many needs are met through the love and kindness and tangible generosity of God's people. God called me to become a pastor when I was in my 40s. I left my career field and I took a $70,000 pay cut to become a senior pastor. But one of the things that happened was that my church family loved me and my family well. We had doctors and dentists that donated or discounted their services to us. An attorney prepared our estate planning documents for free. Contractors and people helped us with house projects. People took our family out for meals. Some people would babysit our children for free. There were church members that shared their vacation homes or frequent flyer miles with our family. Someone let us use their RV for a cross-country family vacation. Mechanics repaired our cars. A car dealer sold us a vehicle at his cost. Others provided thousands of dollars in goods and services to us. And when my wife had cancer, many families brought us meals and gave us gift cards to area restaurants to make life easier for my wife and family. Then, in addition to my pastor's salary and the creative provisions many families shared with us, once a year, our lay leaders would send out a letter and an offering envelope to all the families in our church. The letter invited everyone to give a special pastor and staff appreciation offering. The leaders would then allow a month for these donations to come in by mail, in the offering, or online. Then a church leader would present these financial gifts to me and the staff members during a Sunday morning service and would pray a blessing over us. Every year, my family and all of our staff families were so grateful for this generous appreciation offering. It was a wonderful blessing to all of us, and we felt so loved, appreciated, and valued by our congregation. Another thing our church leaders started doing was to use national salary research and best compensation practices. This allowed our church to provide fair pay and benefits to everyone on our staff. I mentioned that 1 Thessalonians 5:12 tells us to show our deep appreciation for those who minister to us. But here are two other important verses related to the Bless Your Pastor movement. Galatians 6:6 says, "Let the one who is taught the word share all good things with the one who teaches." God's call is for Christians to share the good things God has given them with those who minister to them. And 1 Corinthians 9:14 says, those who preach the good news should be supported by those who benefit from it. The Bless Your Pastor Church Toolkit will provide you with the needed simple steps and all the free resources you need for your church to successfully show your appreciation, share good things, and faithfully support your pastor and staff. In the toolkit, you'll find the over 50 creative ways to bless your pastor and staff list to give to all the families in your church, helpful guidelines on taking up an appreciation offering, and national salary research and best practices for compensating your pastor and staff. You will also find additional video training sessions like this one on other church generosity best practices and a course on personal finances. You should plan this behind-the-scenes Bless Your Pastor effort and appreciation offering any time that fits best in your church's annual calendar. Many churches will do this as part of the October Pastor Appreciation Month in America. The leaders at my church sent out a letter and collected the appreciation offering between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and our staff would receive their financial gifts the first Sunday in January during a church service. But any time of the year can work. Whenever you decide is the best time, I would encourage you as leaders to lead by example in how you live out Galatians 6:6 by sharing with your pastor and staff the good things God has given you, and also by giving very generously to the appreciation offering. We pray that your church will use the Bless Your Pastor movement and materials to joyfully share your deep appreciation, share all good things, and support your pastor and church staff well.